Hey guys, hope you're all well. Right, it's the weekend, which, as you know, I'm trying to put weekends aside for my time. I'm going to call this bike my time. Well, I'm not going to call it that. That's not going to be its name, don't panic. As in, I'm going to do this in my own time. So I'm trying to keep all the weekdays for like Dan's bike and things like that, and the weekends for things that I want to mess about with. So I thought we'll start tucking into this on the Saturdays and Sundays I've got free. Oh, thank you all so much for the messages about Ellie, my daughter. She is over the moon. She's loving the attention. She says she loves them all. I think she's gone on and give you all a ticky thing a like. So yeah, she's over the moon with them messages. She looks a bit rough, bless her. She's got her head in some sort of weird basket contraption, so I think it's got all cooling lines in it. I want to see that. I hope she gets to keep that, but we'll see. But anyway, really appreciate that. She's loving them. Thank you, guys. Right, back to this. So, style-wise, I'm just going to run with it, with some ideas I've got in my head, and call it what you will, which, you know, the direction I'm going to take it. I want to do some certain things that I've got in my head that I've wanted to do on Summit for a long time, and like some of the old race bikes, they just had number boards plastered on them and things like that, where it was a sort of a circuit racer, really oval racer, dirt racer, motocrosser, flat tracker, ball tracker. They all had numbers on, so I fancied doing some number boards on this, but doing them so they don't just look like a board that's slapped on the bike. So I know a lot of these calf racery style things, they leave all this area wide open so you can see through it and all that. I'm actually going to do some side panels on this and hopefully put some like small oval number boards. If you remember how some of the old sort of 70s motocrossers went, so they had a bit of a short side panel, then a great big oval hanging off the end of it that sort of went over the shock absorber a bit. So I'm thinking along them lines, but reducing the size of it all. So there's a number board there, but it's not massive. It's just to add to the style of the side panel, if you know what I mean. That's what I'm going to attempt to do. And when I've done the side panels, I'm going to attempt to make sort of a bit of a tail unit for it. Sort of tail unit stroke mudguard. And then I'm going to make all my own seat base and have all that covered as well. So all this area of the bike isn't a load of stuff that's bought off the internet, and all the fit is a complete mismatch, because you see that quite often where you think, oh god, that seat doesn't fit that bike, or then side panels don't fit, or that tail unit doesn't fit. I'm going to try and get all this area so it all goes together nicely. We're going to change the shocks. Them shocks are brand new by the look of it, but you've all seen these. The internet is absolutely swamped in them. I'm going to put some of a bit better quality on there. So we're going to change them. I don't know if I'll go for anything with this little piggyback thing on, because I'm going to try and do sort of this number board thing that goes around the shock a bit. Like I say, it's all going to be made up as I go along. So the seat and all that area will fit nicely. Tank, I don't know. I might change it. Again, I'll think of all these things as I go along. It sits up. It's giving the bike an appearance of like a begging dog, if you know what I mean. The back end's right down, the frame rails are actually level, parallel with the ground, which is normally what I try and aim for, but it's got this sit-up appearance to it, which I'm going to try and level out. I might be able to do it with this tank, I don't know. But we'll cross that bridge when I get to it. Handlebars have got to be changed because they hit the tank. They need a bit of a rise in them. Plus the gold, I don't know if you can see that, the gold is horrific. All this, it just looks... If you're going to have gold on your shocks, I think it really needs to have O-lins on them. Not fake ones either, they've got to be the real deal. And I looked into O-lins for it, and after I gathered my jaw up off the ground, I don't think I could go down that route. But we are going to put a better quality shock on there. Exhaust, I've got my eye on an exhaust, as in the headers, the front part, which is stainless. So I'm thinking of getting that, then making all the link pipe and everything myself. So again, that fits nice to the bike and it doesn't just look plonked on. Yeah, I want to try and get it an appearance where the bike is sitting level, because I don't know if you can see that on camera. It does, like I say, it's like a begging dog at the minute. It's all up front. It's like a lady with no bottom at the moment, and then we've got to get it balanced out so it sits nice. If the special sticker sales continue well, and the bike will continue to match it. Like I said in a previous video, I'm not planning to run away for a nice lovely holiday for myself because it's done so well. We're going to make this a nice bike. Carb wise, I know you if you mess about no end with these CVs, you can get them running all right with these pod filters, but they are a pain. And I know these carbs have been dipped into, messed about with quite a lot. So I'm going to look into them, see what they're like. If the sticker sales keep going well, I think they might just go. And we'll get some nice brand spanking new McCuney flat slides on there. And I'll mate them all up to decent filters and things like that, get them all set up properly, and it'll look nice because it'll be all nice and shiny. That's what it's all about, right? Frame, nothing on the frame's a problem. I'll be going through plenty on that, getting it all tidied up, all these welds and everything, all these gussets will tidy everything up so everything's all nice and smoothed out so it looks pretty as well. So I think that's about what's in my head at the minute. So today I'm going to go for a side panel so we can see how it's going to work, and obviously it'll make the other side nice and easy. So I'm going to start with the side panels, then the seat base, and then the tail unit, and it may be sort of a flat trackery style, whatever you want to call it. I'm not going to label the bike. I'm going to let you guys do that, and you'll all argue, no, it's a calf racer, no, it's a flat tracker, no, it's a board tracker. I'll let you all argue about what you want to label it as. I'm just going to do it. So yeah, today I'm going to make a side panel. That's the plan. There's going to be a fair bit of work involved, so I guess that's all I'm going to achieve today. And on the next time I'm on it, it'll probably be the other side panel, which I'll probably do off camera because you don't need to watch two being done. And then we'll do the seat base and so on. Anyway, let's get on with it, eh? Right, so what we've got to start with, I've cut a strip out and I've put these as a bit of a guide where I'm going to do the folds. Now I'm just going to have to do these bit by bit, as you can see the marks. I'm going to have to do these a bit by bit and keep trying it on the bike, because we're not going to fill the whole section of that part of the frame, the whole triangular bit. We're going to be sort of probably just past half of doing a side panel in that area. So let's start folding. and do our best to keep them square. That ain't too bad. Bring you all over for a look. Yeah, so that one there has got to go a bit more to bring it down. Then obviously this one, where you see my hand, has got to go a lot more. So let's start with that, with a bit of heat, bringing that down. That's about it. And just lean that on there, stopping creeping back up, let that cool off, and then we'll sort out what shape we're doing on the face. I'll say we'll do the main part of it, then we'll go with that little oval that I plan to do for the number. Right, let's go and try that in place. See if we're going in the right direction. I'll say we're going to get, I'll probably have to cut this off now actually, because we're going to mess about how this is going to sit. I think that's going to do it. It's following all the angles of the frame. And that's still a little bit warm. So yeah, let's get this out of the way. And then we can start messing about with what shape we want this. Right, I think I've got that marked up for the first cuts. You can see I've done several lines here and there, just trying to figure out what's going to look best. Offering it up to the bike, scrapping a line, doing another line. So I'm going to do this first cut across here and down there. Offer it up to the bike again and make sure I'm going in the right direction. So let's cut that. Right. Let's go and offer that up to the bike. Yeah, that's going in. That's going the way I want it. It might look like it's sticking out far, but that is going to be a mile away from your leg. And bear in mind, hold on, that hideous thing is not going to be on it. We've been making all our own seat pan that will fit all this nicely. Right, I'm going to do another cut, and I think like the main body of the thing will be done, and then we'll think about the little oval number plate. I think it's going to work out all right. Famous last words. Right, I've cut the face out. Now we need to do a fold in that, which will sort of add to the shape of it. I've cut it slightly bigger. You see it's only just roughed out. Till we've got the fold in it, then we can probably just tack it on and trim the edges up. Right, that's about there. I'm just going to tack that on and trim all the extra off. Right, rolling forward to Sunday. I got called out things with my daughter and stuff, you know, we've got all that going on. So I literally just dropped everything and went. We're all okay. Anyway, like I say, rolling on to Sunday. It's coming on. It's nowhere near finished yet, obviously, which I'm hoping to get this sort of finished today. I was looking at the bottom. I'm not sure if you'll pick that out. We'll have a closer look in a minute. The line on the bottom, which I've got parallel with that part of the frame, it's just not flowing right. So I think I'm going to have to taper it, sort of thing. So I've done a black line here to try and give me an idea of what it will look like. It's just that little bit is upsetting all the lines. Now, doing little individual bits can be very difficult because obviously it's all subject to change as you go along. It's like the tank. There's a few people commented on the tank on the Facebook group and everything. Obviously, to get that many comments, I can't keep up with all of them. But I agree, the tank at the moment looks out of proportion. And it just doesn't sit nice. It seems to sit up. Whether I have a look at what tanks are available or I modify this one, that bit I'm unsure. But I'm going to do the back end and then we'll get the tank sorted to match everything. So I think I'm going to chop this off and change that bottom line slightly. So this is sort of tapering. You won't really see the taper, just it'll correct this line for a parallel line with everything at the bottom of the bike instead of following the frame here. You should have a look. You probably can't really make it out on camera. I'm not sure. See, that obviously the tank to me seems like it's sitting up too much. I don't know if you can make that out. And I think it does. It looks huge. Obviously that may just drop into proportion when we get more of a tail unit on the bike. So at the minute it looks very front heavy. But that will all drop into line. We'll get all that corrected as we go along. So this, the bottom here, is sort of parallel with the frame, like I say. I think it will look better with that bit removing and the line putting where I've done the marker pen line. I just think it will help out with everything as we go along. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll dress it all up, and then we'll start my other idea on this. Let's do that. And we've got all that dressed up. It may not look much at the moment, but I think the next thing we do will make it look a lot different. And that's what I want to do, is sort of make this old girl stand out a bit. So that's all dressed up. We've got radiuses on the edges. Obviously that's going to be kinder to the paint or powder, whatever happens to this. So next thing is decide what I'm going to do with the little number plate, as in the little racing number plate. I say racing, it's never going to go racing, is it? I wouldn't have thought so. Obviously we've got to establish how we're going to fit this, so we'll just have it resting for now. Now I know the big thing is to leave all this open. You know, every man and his dog does that. We're just trying to make this a little bit different. Like I say, I'm not really going to label what sort of style this is going to drop into. It'll be what it'll be. So next, I've got these cut out. I'm just deciding where I'm going to want that fitting. So I'm going to do it a certain way, how it fits to this. And also, I want it standing proud slightly, so it gives it a bit more shape and style. Obviously, a lot of these people who do sort of number boards, they'll just cut something out and they'll just bolt it on, strap it on, glue it on, weld it on, whatever, and it's just a flat piece of plate. We want to do this a bit different. I was going to go up here, but I don't think that'll look right. So I think best place is probably about there. And if I get it on, and then I can do all the shaping so it sort of goes round the frame. Yeah. I'm going to get a marker pen. I think we're going to go about there. So we are going to actually chop into that side panel that I've just made and dressed up all nice. But I wanted to do that first for the main shape. It just makes it easier. And obviously, with having a side panel, we can still hide things in this area of the bike. We still have the battery there and whatever else. So did I mention I'm going to get a Motor Gadget M unit for this, which will make the electric side of things really neat and tidy. They're quite expensive, but it's going to make wiring this bike loads easier. Let's get a marker pen. Let's go for 20 mil, I think. Oh, that's going to be close. Yeah, I'll be all right. I don't know if you'll guess what I'm doing. I'm not quite sure myself. Fingers crossed it'll work. I think. Is that going to work? Is it? I think that'll work. Oh, we'll soon find out. The best way is to get tucked straight into it. There we go. Right, let's just dress that up a bit. Pliers. Oh God, that one's gone. Oh, come on. There we go. Right, I can use that. I hope. Yeah. Right, a thin strip at 20 mil. Running out of space. Tripping over everything. Basically stick that in the vise. There we go. let's just zip round it at that. Great time for a phone to ring. Whoever it is, you have to hold on a minute. Got a big lump in the middle now. Oh well, it's getting dressed back. Right, that's that done. It's all dressed in. Now for the actual oval. I'm just going to go through it bit by bit and not like we're trying to murder somebody. Right, where was I? Yeah, got that dished. So basically, did have to beat it in the leather bag a bit, but very carefully. It's only very, very slightly dished, which is enough. Is that cooled down yet? I'm not going to pick that up. I've got this little section here, as you can see that, with 2 bolts welded to it, which is still warm. And we've got this strip of metal here. So now I've got to shape this to the outside of the oval. Now I think the best way to do this is basically follow what I've done, I guess, and slowly shape it round, which I'll use. What shall I use? We'll use these. Get them in the vise. So yeah, we just keep bending a bit, trying against there. And just keep doing that till we've got it following that. Anyway, I'll go away and do this, and then we'll fix it to the plate we've dished. I've got that shaped up, and I've just tacked the joint together for now. That is more or less absolutely bang on. So, we'll now put that dish bit up that we beat up on the leather bag. Weld all that in and dress it up. I'll tuck it in a few places before we go around it. Let that cool off and dress it up. It should be okay. Now we've got to put this bit, you see that, on the back of here. Hopefully it's going to be about right. I'll do it. Right. Right, I haven't welded it all the way around yet, but let's just see how it goes. I know we need washers, but it's only a trial run. Oh dear, let's get a spanner on that. Just to nip it up. What we'll have to do next, maybe not today, so it's getting quite late on Sunday evening. And I'm going to try and have a rest at some point. Obviously what we'll need to do now, we'll need sort of little cutouts that'll go around the frame, so it all fits snug around everything. Well, it's a bit different. You know, we could probably have these painted in 2 different colours. Could have a white background there or black background, depending, whatever. We'll see. We'll rest it on the bike, although it won't be sitting right, because obviously we need to do these little cutouts where the frame will go. But we'll get an idea of what it looks like. I think it's a bit different. Yeah, let's see. Let's see, like I say, we'll just hold it. I won't be able to put it all the way back till we've done these little cutouts. I'll just leave it resting there. There we go. Let's have a look. I think we've I don't think there's another side panel out there like that. Like I say, it's not sitting right because we need to do these. I'll say cut these out a bit so it goes around the frame on the top and the bottom, and then it will all sit correctly in there. Yeah, I mean, then we could probably design whatever colour it's going to be. We could probably design some, like a sticker kit then. Bring lines across here and down here, so it'll go from thin to thick to thin again, and whatever background on here and whatever number. And then obviously we'll make all the seat, well, it's not sitting right, we'll make all the seat so it all matches. and a bit of a tail unit that will match everything else we're doing. Yeah, it'll look a bit different, won't it? We'll see. It'll look better when it's sitting correct. And we'll do all the mounting points for it. But then if I get the seat so it drops over the frame, then follows this line here, then the seat has its own little panel on, then comes into like a tail unit. So you won't really see the hoop. I know everybody thinks there's this rule where you've got to see a seat hoop. No, you haven't. Just, you know, we're not going to see a seat hoop on this bike. We're going to see sort of a whole tail unit that'll match all that. And then the tank, I don't know. We'll see. The tank, it obviously looks huge at the moment because there's no bulk here. But when I've got all that tail unit built with the seat, we'll see what the tank looks like then. It possibly still needs a tank change or slimming down a bit. You know, because it's got a hell of a big gap under here to the frame, so it could drop down a hell of a lot, and maybe we could shape it around the top of the engine there. It's all just thoughts at the moment. It is. And we'll get obviously nicer footrests of something a bit more modern, and a much better looking exhaust that will perhaps come up here by that little oval panel, if you know what I mean. Let's see how that works out. Yeah, I think that'll do today. It's a bit of summer. It will look different when I've got it all sitting right. But, yeah, I'm just trying different things out and not, well, trying not to follow what everyone does. Everyone seems to think they've got to leave all that space wide open. I like that look. There's nothing up with that look. But let's go back and use the side panel. Why not? But make the side panel different. Anyway, thanks again to everybody who's having a go on the sticker sale prize draw. If you haven't already, feel free. You're not obligated, obviously. No one's holding your arm up your back. Have a go if you wish. If you think it's a silly idea, just leave it alone. But if you do, my PayPal me is in the description below every video. It's £10. You'll get a sticker. You'll get a number. And if you haven't already seen that video, the prize draw will be shut on the 20th of December, and I will draw a name out the hat on Christmas Day. And I'm going to continue with the bike in my spare time, and obviously it'll be about springtime when this is ready, when the winner gets their bike. And like I say, if you're overseas, the collection is completely on you. But if you're mainland UK, I don't mind delivering this bike anywhere mainland UK. And obviously whoever gets drawn out that on Christmas Day can come and have the odd day with me in here and drink tea and look at the bike. But you're not having a choice how it's going. I don't want the headache of loads of mind changing and things like that. I'm just going to roll with it, and you'll get what you get. It'll be to a good quality. And if you don't like it, you can sell it and line your pockets with a bit of money and perhaps put it to something you do like. Anyway, that'll do me. I'm tired. I'm quite happy with that. It'll be better when it's all sitting where it should be. I'll call it a day. back onto Dan's bike tomorrow, Monday. Anyway, cheers for watching, guys. Take care.